Hi, I'm just here to introduce this clip that's going to happen. My name is Strawberry, I live in the Midwest, and this is just a vlog of me gardening and trying to minimalize my house. I wanted to give some credit to some content creators that I did not mention in the video you're about to see. For Charles Dowding, an English gardener who's amazing. I love to follow. Epic Gardening. He's out in California. And MI Gardening, who is up in Michigan. I also would like to give credit to Minimal Mom, whom I follow religiously, along with Clutterbug, who is a great organizer, and A Slob Comes Clean, Dana White. Thanks. I hope you enjoy what you see. I hope you come back and see me again. You can always click the thumbs up like button. This is my first video of this kind, and we will see where we go from there. And I have to work on not saying so much. We'll see if I get better, and if not, well, I'm human. Have a good day. Hello and good afternoon. This is Strawberry coming to you from the downstairs kitchen, which is also my grow room. Today I am trying to set up my propagation station, which is over here. It was originally on this brown shelf, but it does not fit well, so I have gone and cleaned off a metal shelf from the garage. Yes, it looks like crud, but it will work. Simultaneously, in the kitchen, I am trying to get other places to store things, so this cart needs to be cleaned off. The basket on top right here is pet meds from upstairs that need to find their homes, including files. And underneath is all of my grocery bags that I keep in the house. I have some usually in all of the cars in this house. There are 5 vehicles in this house. There are 6 adults. And everybody almost has their own, or does have their own. Maybe there are 6 cars. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is where I keep medicines for the pet. I have dog and cat medicines, flea treatment mostly for the cats. But Kizzy, my giant beloved puppy, I'm going to take you over here and show you my big baby, my big Baloo. There she is. Say hi. Say hi. She says, no, you should pet me. I'm itchy. So, she suffers from yeast infections in her ears regularly, and she had her hip removed, not replaced. So she has medicines. Anyway, I'm gonna clean some of this up, and then I'll show you what I've done. That is all. I will see you in a few minutes. Okay, so along with cleaning out the basket, which is going rather well, I also have all these drugs to get rid of. They were my mother's from 2016 is when she died. I'm going to take this homemade key holder that my daughter made because it's functional and move it to over here above to hold brushes. In its place, I'm going to place this key one that I already own. So that will be happening as part of an overall organization. In order to get that cart emptied, sometimes you have to find things permanent homes. And so that is what I am doing. Now, one of the discussions in life is how many grocery bags is too many, and how much groceries, especially when you're working on doing a minimalistic style of life, which I am working towards simplifying my life with some of the principles used in minimalism. That looks like a lot of bags, and it is. Plus, I have them in every car, and I have no less than 3 of these, which are bags. They open up to be bags. Now, the reason why I'm not just sending those off to be thrifted is because I will go to Aldi's, and while I am in the line, when somebody goes and grabs bags, I will say, hey, would you like some free bags? And then I will give them bags. especially if I see them grabbing plastic, so that I can help other people, not by preaching at them, but by giving them the tools that I no longer need. Now, also on that note, I have quite a collection of brown paper bags. And I will not be throwing those out. Those will be turned into baskets and they will be turned into compost. And that is how I get rid of them when I'm not using them. But most of the time I turn them into baskets. I make strips out of them, fold them up, make baskets. I get to use staples. It's the easiest basket making techniques you could ever want to make small little baskets, great for holding stuff on your counters. And if they get really, really wet or ruined, you can just get rid of them and not feel bad about it. So that is one of the steps, and I am that much closer to getting this cart empty. I am this much closer to getting this. I have gotten all the pet medicines in there. This is leftovers. I will be sending that to the thrift store. I have a big laundry basket full of stuff. I was able to use the basket that used to be over there, over here. Our bathroom is extremely small and there are certain medicines I like to have handy. On this side, this is how I set up my daily vitamins. I have these leftover glass jars from spices. I still have the lids and the shakers. I clean off the labels and I put them here and I set them up. When I go somewhere, I will then just throw the lids on them if I'm traveling and throw them into a makeup bag, which I have almost no makeup, so I might as well. And I travel like that. So that is a couple techniques, and I'm still getting closer. All of this so that I can set up my plant stand. I'm still not ready to have that all set up yet. There's a lot of steps in cleaning this area completely, not just haphazardly. So I will see you in a little bit. Okay, this was hanging up. This is a bag caddy. I no longer use one of these. I got rid of upstairs most of my bags. I now keep bags that have no holes in them, folded up in a triangle, in an old dog treat, jerky. Sometimes I have a few in here that are not yet folded. Other than that, they go to be recycled, all of them. I don't need more than a handful. The dog normally goes out in the backyard where we poop or scoop it and put it into the active hot compost pile that is permitted to have it until I say no, and then they have to transfer which pile they use it in. The rest of those bags, I only need so many to walk the dog. She doesn't go on walks in the winter that often. So those are all going to be recycled. I'm going to put them in. I have a chip bag way right there because my husband gets single serve chips for lunch. No judgment. This is the way he lives, and I know not to push him because I want him to eat a healthy lunch. I want him to bring his lunch. I want him to eat an economical lunch. So this is how he does it, and I support him. I reuse the bags. That bag has been being filled up now for a couple months, and it will go upstairs into the garage where it'll be put into my truck along with all the things that go to the thrift store. And while I am out and I drive past a thrift store, I'll drop the thrift store stuff, and when I go grocery shopping, I will drop the bags into the bag recycling center. So that is what I do with them. The ones that come into my house, I try not to have them come in my house, but stuff happens. I don't live alone. I am one of 6 adults in this house. So that is going to be emptied right now. And I've got the cart cleared. I haven't decided where that's going yet. I moved this over here. Those plastic bins that are photo bins, they hold my seeds. They're in alphabetical order, and those are full. This is going to be my other grow station. On this one, I will be able to store my dirt and my other supplies, as well as have things growing. Currently, my light setup is strips of LED lights that are full spectrum. And I think that they are, I have a box of them somewhere. Oh, here they are. I have a box. This is what I am using. I don't know if you can see it. It's LE Ever. Better lighting, better life. They are warm white. So I think those are. The other ones may be actually white. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I lost a box. Well, I recycled the box. I didn't lose it. Anyway, I will bring you back when I have more things set up. And then as a separate posting, I will do me pricking out new seedlings and putting them into the seed tray and then setting them up. So, see you in a little bit. And our project is mostly finished, which is reorganizing the kitchen to get ready for spring planting. I already showed you how we had finished doing the pet station. Over here, I put some keys. Oops. Put a key rack up there in place of the previous one. Raised it up a little bit so that we can get to that. I've got some of my grocery bags there so that I don't forget them. I took that cart and I moved it over here. I put the pet food and our dish rack. We put our dirty dishes in there because we choose to bring them upstairs to wash in the dishwasher and wash them out for recycling. I did my normal spot cleaning for Saturday on my counter. A lot of stuff went in the recycling today. All of those bottles, those medicine bottles, to get rid of those the medicines that were in them. I've been having trouble with COVID getting rid of medicine, and my mother passed away, but I have a cat. So that is my scoop bucket, where I scoop the box, and it turns out they recommend that you put the pills in a baggie in cat litter, dirty cat litter. I have dirty cat litter, that is for sure. That mess behind the plant is actually my planting supplies. I collect toilet paper tubes, paper towel tubes, egg cartons, anything I can for planting, because I am cheap, as well as don't want to use plastic if I don't have to. That being said, I do have these plastic start trays. Over here, I got this area a little cleaner and set up. I do need to find homes for my snake plant, and that is a pepper that I brought inside. Let's see if I can find him. There he is. Sorry, he's crooked. Well, I'm filming crooked. Over here, this is our way station for the way out. We have our pet leashes, the pet scoop bags. This is actually on a plant stand. That is a table basket or a floor basket, I don't know which. I found it in the trash. Over here is where I've moved the grow station, the primary grow station, and I've stored things that I need. Up here is where I'm gonna put my first grow tray that I'm about to put up there. And there's my Clabrese. So I'm gonna carry this over here, and I will show you how I prick things out in just a second. Hello. As you can see, this is my grow tray. This is my Clabrese. Clabrese, it is a brassica, so it's like broccoli. This one is a green Clabrese, so if you saw Clabrese for sale in the store, you would think it was broccoli, and it'd probably be labeled as such. this is not my original idea. This is just how I'm doing it this year for the first time. So after I filled my tray up with soil, I made sure that I wet it. It's very important that it's pre-moistened. It takes a lot of water, and it's just so much better. And I'll water it again at the end. I have a pencil. I have my little mini tools that I sometimes use. But for this, I don't need much. I have tweezers in case I choose to use them. First thing I'm going to do is mark some divots in my dirt. And then I'm going to pull out some seedlings. So I'm going to loosen them up and see if they will pull out easy on their own. I want the ones with the biggest leaves. Oh, I'm getting two here. And I'm going to use the pencil, push the roots in, and it's okay if the roots aren't straight, and tamp it in. And I'm going to just keep repeating that for all of these. I have to make the hole bigger because that one came with some dirt. Big thing is not to grab them by their stem. Now, I'd have to look and see if Clabrese grows the same rules as broccoli. Broccoli actually likes the soil not to be too soft. And the reason why is it gets clubfoot and doesn't grow as well, which is where the roots are happiest when they're pushing on something. Now you can plant them deeper and bury any extra stem. This is a great way to deal with a leggy seedling. I'm mainly going for the biggest ones also. And I'll leave the littlest ones in here for longer. Give them as much time as they need to, which will probably only be 2 more days or a day even. But I don't want them in here too long. And if I can't get 2 apart, I'll put them in together. If I can get them apart, oh, I got them apart. Then I'll put them separate. Not going to stress about it. In the long run, I'm only going to have 1 in each compartment if I have to pinch off some. You can get near perfect germination this way for a lot of plants. Plants that people say you cannot transplant, you can do this way. And have a better success rate. But this way I don't have a bunch of empty cells that don't have plants growing in them. And I'm not wasting seeds by planting 3 seeds per cell. So this is some of the ways that I can do that. The second most important part about this is always label it. I'm not sure what I did with my label at the moment. Luckily just Clabrese is in there. I have Clabrese written on the pot that I grew it in. Once I do as many as I'm going to do, I will water them. In this case, I am using a water bottle. This is just to get the water to push the dirt nice and sound around it. Because as I told you before, I had already watered the dirt into this tray, the growing medium into this tray. And I have seed starting mix combined with soil in this tray. And then I will move this tray over to the light, which I will show you. We will, even though I'm not done, I'll come back and bring it back and do more later. But I'll walk you over with my tray and show you where it lives. Ready? Here we go. I didn't forget you. So I have built it up because I don't have shallow. And I tend to have problems with gnats eating my seedling roots. So I will probably have to treat this with neem oil. But that's okay. And then in a few months it'll be ready to go out into the garden, hopefully in March. It's a cold hardy crop. That is the wonderful thing about the brassicas. They're also the crop that you want to cover with netting to avoid the white butterflies. They lay their eggs, and then when they hatch, the caterpillars eat them to bits. I tend to have to treat them with diatomaceous earth, which I have a lot left over from my pool, but I have other things I can spray on as well that are organic. I only use organic for food because we're eating it. I don't want to eat chemicals. So that's it. Thank you for checking this all out, and we'll see. Maybe I'll make more videos in the future about cleaning, minimalizing, and just life and gardening. Have a good day. One more thing I forgot to tell you. As you can see, we've got 72 seedlings transferred. So I have 72 plants growing. I have it as close to the light as I can get it without finding some more books, which I may go do. We will see. I will bring it up. The goal is to not get leggy seedlings. But also over here, you'll see I have a fan. And that's to simulate the breezes of growing outside to help the stems be stronger. Seedlings need to be a little bit stressed in order to be strong. Not too stressed, just a little bit. And that concludes planting seeds. Hello, and how are you today? It's me, Strawberry, once again planting. Today is, what is today? Today's the 20th of February. Some people may think it's too early to be planting in my zone, which is 6B, but we're going to have an early spring this year, according to Farmer's Almanac, as well as I have a grow tunnel, and my grow tunnel gives me at least one zone. So normally my last frost date guaranteed is around May 1st. Pushing it would be April 15th. But by giving myself an extra grow zone, I am going to push for let's see, I'm planting today. So I'm going to push for April 1st. I can plant out what I'm about to plant out in most of my cold crops before the last frost, as long as they're well established ahead of time. So I can put them out in March, which is the goal, about March 1st to get these in the ground. Today I am planting sugar peas, sugar snap peas, and I am using a method in which I reuse and recycle as much as I can, because one, I am cheap, and two, these items can be composted, most of them. And then I use any plastic from friends and any of the post-consumer waste that I get as well, that I can to do my gardening. So what I am using today is going to be an egg carton, cardboard egg carton. I remove the top of the egg carton. I remove the side. This will go into my compost bin right now. Then what I do is I take scissors and I separate all of the little cups Just mostly, not all the way. Except occasionally we have accidents. Anyway, we end up with this. Now, what I would do then is I would take it and I would pour water into the entire tray and let it soak until the entire tray is soaking wet. At which time I take my scissors and I poke holes in just the cups in the bottom, really wide holes. And the reason I do that is that peas have very, very tender roots. And so I am going to rip these cups apart and drop the whole cup in the ground and then put compost up around it so that it's completely covered and will just decompose quickly. Then I need to fill it with potting soil. I take my soil. In this case, I'm using a seed starting mix. I'm using Burpee's eco-friendly, natural, organic seed starting mix. I will use any organic seed starting mix. I'm not really fussy. No, I take that back. I don't use peat because peat has some ecological problems with them, the harvesting and so on. It's not renewable, whereas coconut is. So I pour a lot of water into my potting soil to get it really soaked. I don't want it so soaked that I can wring it out, but it will absorb a lot of water. And I want it so that I can make a snowball, well, a mud ball, if you will. And the reason why I didn't fill this bin is in case I put too much. And too much is, if I can pull this up and do that, and the water drips out, that is too much. And so I will take a little bit more of the dry and throw it in and mix that up. Any big clumps I'll break up. And then mix it up and then push it into the tray. And I've already done that here. Now I'm going to drop peas in, and peas are pretty big, and I'm going to put 2 peas per spot because they can grow that way. That will not be too much. I go to a local seed store. Sometimes Seeds and Feeds have them. But the seed store I go to actually sells statuaries and seeds. And they don't have all of their seeds this year. Oh look. Advantage of the cup that got cut. Nothing goes to waste. There we go. And I'm going to put 2 per. If any of them look extremely small, I'll put 3 in there. If I question whether or not they'll come up. And I will plant another batch of these in a week. And then another batch of these a week past that. So that I have some succession sowing. I will make sure they are in the holes. Then I will come back and I'll put more mix on top. I'll give it some tamping down. And it's already moist enough so I don't need to water it. And now I will put this. Now if I had a heat pad, which I won't have for another couple days, I would put a heat pad possibly under it. But this one doesn't necessarily need it. My warm crops will absolutely need it. So when I start tomatoes, I will need my heat pad. But till then, I'm going to stick this underneath the grow light behind me. And that is how I plant sugar snap peas inside. The big thing is that they don't like their roots disturbed. Everybody says it. The other way that I do it some years, and I was not prepared to show you this, but I guess I should, is I use toilet paper tubes. So what I do is I flatten them one way, then I flatten them the other way, and that gives me a square. Open it, fold in as needed. This is either a mushroom tray, I don't even know. I get so many different trays from so many different things. But I will put them in, and before I do that, it is easier if you stuff them full ahead of time. And if you are using these, I recommend you fill them all the way. That will help them biodegrade when they get into the ground. Because I've squared them off, they will fit in this container slightly better. And I will put as many as will fit, as tight as I can get them, with the sugar snap peas. Now when I go to put them in with the sugar snap peas, I will open the bottom so that I know that the roots will be able to come out without a problem. And those are my two methods for doing sugar snap peas. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.